Terry?
John, on Saturday you said a team without a post presence is a fraud. Did a fraud team win tonight?
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
I feel excited. I'm happy. I did 2 backflips on the way in here. Next question.
Is there any other questions?
Why wasn't the post more
Go ahead,
productive?
Right here. They'll be out here soon enough. You can ask them. Go.
For all the concerning things about this game, Isaiah, for a second straight night, is sort of shaking off some of the stuff he was in.
And we did all right. I mean, you're up 20, and then you just, you know, we need Dom back badly. We're playing some guys that don't deserve to be in there, and then you end up playing them a lot of minutes. See, people see a shot made and think, well, the guy's okay, but when you watch the tape, it's just like, oh my God, you score 6 and you give up 12. We need Dom back. But he's got a high ankle sprain. It is what it is. And the other thing, we have to do something when we have guys no-show us. We got to figure out how we win anyway, and how do we play that. Like I said, we were up 18, 19, whatever it was, 20, when they weren't playing well. And we figured out a way. So there were some good things, but give them credit. They didn't stop playing. If they hadn't turned it over as much as they did in a couple stretches, they probably beat us.
Cal, did you like some of the ball movement, Briscoe penetrating and kicking out and some of that stuff?
Well, we put him behind the zone because we couldn't get anybody with size back there that had any confidence to score a ball. So then we put him under the basket. That's what the adjustment was. You dudes are afraid, we're going to go to him. And that he got behind the basket and he scored.
Questions, guys?
How do you account for Alex playing so dramatically?
Ask him, he'll be out. He'll be out. Next
I
question.
don't think he is.
What's that?
I don't think he's coming out.
He's not coming out yet, honestly.
I don't know. You have to ask him.
Cal, do you like the way this team seems to have that scrap in them and sticking up for each other, and with all the offsetting technical fouls that we've seen this season? Do you like that sort of juice about this team?
I don't know. I just have to see the tape and what happened. I know it wasn't generated by us. The first push was not ours. That's not how we are. That's not how we play. But you get pushed and you're defending your teammate. So, but I didn't see it. So when I watch the tape, I tell you, you know, I thought Scout was better today, showed some signs. Now we just got to keep giving him minutes and see where he can go. Did some good stuff today.
John, not to date you, but you've been in this a long time. Have you had many teams like this where you just don't know what you're going to get from night to night? And is that driving you nuts?
No, it's not driving me nuts. I feel bad for them, those individuals. I did a thing with them at my house last night. I got 15 lottery tickets, Powerballs. I had them put $2 each, and they each took out a Powerball ticket. I asked them what they would do with the money if they got it. Asked a couple kids, and then I said, you're going to tell me what later. I want you to write 3 or 4 things down. It was really an interesting conversation. Then I said, what are the odds of you making it, hitting this ticket? They said they didn't know. I said, it's 292.2 million to 1. You're not, that ticket is not a winner. You're not winning with that ticket. Would you like to get your money back? One kid took the money back and left the ticket. Then one of the others bought his ticket. And then I said, you better hope that that ticket doesn't win. You're going to want to jump off a bridge. But I then said, you already own a ticket. You. It may be 50-50 that you're going to hit the lottery. 70-30, 30, but you got to fight. You got to want it. You have a ticket. A lot of people buying these lottery tickets have no chance in anything else other than 292 million to 1 to be that. And so, again, I don't know the answer. That comes from within. We have good players. We're learning. We made some dumb errors, but that's what happens when you have a young team. But again, when we have a lot of guys no-show, it's hard to win. Just hard.
John, what did you tell the team after the game? The same kind of things you're telling us, or what?
No, I didn't say a whole lot. I just said enjoy the win. You had a chance to bury him. We have a couple guys in here again. We got to figure out if they're not playing well, how we're going to play, because we got to try to win anyway. And we were for a while. I thought Alex made the free throws down the stretch, showed a lot of courage. And there was things that he did, but in the guts of that game, he was not a factor. And not when you're that good, you need to be a factor.
Did Isaiah show a better all-around floor game than maybe he has?
He's getting better. He's getting more comfortable.
With the last two games, it seems like...
Well, part of it is us. Me as a coach. I got to figure out where he's most comfortable playing. Like today, I put him under the basket. You know what? He's really comfortable under there. Alabama, we put him in pick and rolls, and he had flashbacks to playing AAU basketball, and he made shots. So there are things, if you expect him to be a spot-up shooter, spread the defense, why am I doing that to him? That's not who he is. So part of this is me figuring out how do I make it where he's comfortable. But again, we had a nice lead, went to the bench, and all of a sudden it's like a tie ball game. You know, we're up at half, ready to, we give up a three. Just like something we do every day in practice. Something that you're not giving up that shot, we give it up. So there were a lot of things that I look at and I just shake my head. But this is what happens when you're this young. And we did win the game. And we march on. We play again, I believe, Saturday.
Now, what is different about Jamal's shot, particularly from the outside? I think he's almost 50% now over the last 6 games from three. It seems like something has changed.
Well, we're doing a lot of different kind of shooting. Again, for him, he didn't know that he was open if a guy was in the lane running at him and he's at the three-point line. He thought, well, I couldn't get it off. So now we're doing drills for our guards where there are guys running at you from the lane, but you're open at the three, get it off. If you can't get that shot off, you can't play basketball. You're really not a basketball player. So that's kind of how we said it to him. If you can't get that shot off, you're not a basketball player. I mean, reality of it is the guy's 15 feet from you, 18 feet. You catch it, get it off. We've done that. We've done a lot of three-point shooting stuff that's really helped us. I was surprised. Again, we're now a normal three-point shooting team from where we were.
John, when you have a roster with some guys who may or may not show and others who give everything they have all the time, how do you keep that out of the locker room or that from missing the team?
Trying to get those guys to deal with it themselves. I told Tyler, you say it before the game and you say it during the game. Then you're allowed to say it after the game. You don't say something to them before the game and during the game. Do not speak to them after the game. That's not fair. But if you got on them prior to, you're on them during the game and you're telling them what they need to do and they're not responding, then you have a right to say something after. I thought Tyler was great again today. Made big-time baskets. Had some turnovers, really surprised me down the stretch. Had a couple that kind of hurt us.
John, have you been pleased with Michael lately, and what has he been showing anything that makes you think he might play more?
He did not play well today. Like this is the games that he played where we stuck him in. He was so excited. There was an energy to him. He was rebounding. He was bouncing around and running instead. And today it was like tentative. Like I'm walking on eggshells. Like where did that come from? But again, we got all these young players that are trying to get in there and prove themselves. Charles, the same thing. I mean, but like I said, we need Dom back because he's a veteran. We'll just have to see when we're going to get him back. I don't know. High ankle sprain. Yes?
It seems like Tyler's getting a lot of good looks. Is he simply adept at that, or are people overlooking his shooting ability?
Well, they're playing pick and rolls different ways. They're going under, and now he's shooting the ball. Where we tell him, you got to take that shot. He's coming off pick and rolls. Our bigs are doing a much better job of screening so that he can. We had one late where Alex flipped out of the screen again instead of setting a solid screen so that either Tyler gets it or you get it. He just did not want the contact, and he ran from it. So now we end up with nothing, and we end up with a shot clock violation. But more during these games now, even Scal, we're doing it every day. Every day we're doing 15 minutes of screening, just teaching them how to screen. And I know you may look at that and say, you guys are a Division I basketball team and you're spending 15 minutes a day on screening. Yes, we are. Every day.
Anything else? Thanks.